You have seen the video. It usually shows up on your feed with a caption about the beauty of nature or the hidden connection between species. In the lagoons of Baja California, a 40-ton gray whale rises from the depths, but she isn't hunting and she isn't just passing by. She uses her massive, barnacle crusted head to physically lift her 2,000-pound calf out of the water, pushing the baby directly toward a small boat full of tourists. She holds the calf there, waiting as human hands reach out to touch its wet, rubbery skin. We see these moments and we feel a profound sense of wonder. We assume we are witnessing a spiritual connection, a bridge between two worlds built on mutual trust and love. But if this were actually about love, it would be the most expensive mistake in the history of evolution. In the cold logic of the wild, a mother approaching the world's most lethal predator with her only offspring should be a suicidal error. The question is, why is nature starting to break its own rules of fear just to be near us? For a long time, we viewed our relationship with wildlife through a single lens. The landscape of fear. We are the super predator. We kill adult animals at 14 times the rate of any other top carnivore on the planet. From a biological perspective, we are the monsters in the dark, but new research into animal behavior suggests that wild mothers are beginning to see us as something else entirely. They aren't looking for a friend. They are looking for a weapon. This is what scientists call the human shield hypothesis, and it suggests that you aren't being chosen as a companion, you are being used as a high-tech security system. To understand how this tactical manipulation works, we have to travel to the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. In the early 2000s, researcher Joel Berger noticed a strange pattern among the local moose populations. For thousands of years, moose had given birth in the deep, quiet parts of the forest, far away from anything resembling a human. But suddenly, pregnant moose were moving. They were traveling toward the loud, paved roads and the bustling park headquarters to give birth to their calves. It looked like they were getting used to humans, but the data revealed a much more calculating strategy. Berger found that while moose were wary of humans, grizzly bears were absolutely terrified of them. By giving birth within a few hundred feet of a road or a tourist center, the moose were creating a predatory buffer. They realized that the grizzly bears were too risk averse to cross the human line, even for a meal. The moose were intentionally using us as a no-fly zone for their enemies. This is the hidden logic behind the Disney moments we see on our screens. That whale mother in Baja isn't necessarily asking for a scratch behind the ear. She is often seeking shelter. In the open ocean, gray whale calves are the primary target for orcas, the only predators capable of taking down a whale. Orcas are highly intelligent, but they are also deeply suspicious of human boats and engines. By bringing her calf into the middle of a group of tourist boats, the mother whale is surrounding her baby with a shield of steel and noise that the orcas simply won't penetrate. She has realized that the humans on the boats might be dangerous, but they are predictable. They stay on the boat. They don't have teeth. In her maternal calculus, a boat full of tourists is a much safer bet than a pod of hungry orcas. We see the same babysitting strategy play out in our own backyards every spring. You might look out your window and see a doe standing perfectly still on your lawn, or even more strangely, find a tiny fawn curled up alone under your porch or next to your garden shed. Your first instinct might be to think the mother has abandoned her baby, or that she trusts you personally to watch over it. But the reality is more strategic. To a mother deer, your backyard is a safe room. Coyotes and wolves, the primary threats to a fawn, are generally unwilling to come that close to a human dwelling during the day. The mother deer isn't leaving her baby with you because she loves you. She's leaving it with you because you are the scariest thing in the neighborhood, and she knows the other predators won't dare come near your house. She is gambling her child's life on the fact that you are a sedentary monster who won't move from your porch. The mystery, however, is how a mother animal can override millions of years of instinctive fear to make this move. Approaching a human is a massive biological risk. The answer lies in the unique neurobiology of motherhood. When a wild animal becomes a mother, her brain undergoes a chemical reconstruction. A massive surge of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, floods her system, but it doesn't just make her feel tender toward her young. It actively suppresses the activity of her amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for the fear response. This hormonal shift creates a state of maternal bravery that allows her to ignore threats she would normally flee from. It's as if nature gives her a temporary fear blindness, so she can focus on the singular goal of offspring survival. She isn't less afraid of you in a general sense. She is just so hyper-focused on the external threat of the wolf or the orca that the human becomes a secondary, manageable risk. This is the lesser of two evils calculation. In the wild, everything is a trade-off. For a mother animal, the cost of fearing humans is starting to be outweighed by the benefit of human protection. We have become a predictable element in the environment. We stay on roads, we live in boxes, and we generally don't hunt everything we see. To a wild mother, we are a static threat. Dangerous, yes, but avoidable. A wolf, by contrast, is an active threat. It is searching for her specifically. By moving her young into the human shadow, she is choosing the monster she can see and understand over the one that is actively hunting her in the dark. But there is a deeper, more emotional layer to this story that science is only beginning to touch. The gray whales of Baja California provide a haunting example of how this relationship can change over time. In the 19th century, whalers called these animals devilfish because they would fight back with terrifying violence to protect their calves. They would smash small boats and kill hunters in a desperate attempt to save their young. We were their greatest enemies, the architects of their near extinction. And yet, starting in the 1970s, something shifted. A fisherman named Francisco Pacheco Mayoral was the first to report a whale approaching his boat not to attack, but to be touched. Within a generation, this behavior spread through the entire population. It's as if the whales reached a collective cultural decision to forgive us. Or perhaps, more accurately, they realized that the war was over and we were now the most powerful force in their environment. By presenting their calves to us, they might be performing a kind of diplomatic surrender. They are showing us their most vulnerable members as if to say, "We know what you are, and we are putting our future in your hands." Violence, it is a bridge built on a foundation of historical trauma, which makes the current trust feel even more fragile and profound. We must also consider that animals may be hacking our own biology to ensure their safety. Humans are evolutionarily hardwired to respond to Kinchin schema, or baby schema. We are suckers for large eyes, round faces, and clumsy movements. This is a biological trap designed to ensure we protect our own infants, but it works on almost any species. When an animal brings its baby to us, it is triggering an ancient, involuntary reflex in our brains. We see the calf or the fawn and our cortisol levels drop, our oxytocin rises, and we feel a fierce, protective urge. The animals may not understand the chemistry, but they understand the result. When the baby is present, the super predator turns into a guardian. They are using their offspring as a biological key to unlock our mercy. This leaves us in a strange, existential position. We spent most of our history trying to conquer the wild, to push the predators back, and to make the world safe for ourselves. We succeeded so well that we have accidentally become the safe zone for the rest of nature. We are the protective walls that mother animals are hiding behind. This isn't the harmony we were promised in children's books. It is something much more complex. It is a world where the wilderness is so fragmented and dangerous that the only place a mother feels her child is safe is in the shadow of the species that destroyed the wilderness in the first place. When you see that whale lift her calf or that deer leave her fawn by your door, try to look past the wholesomeness of the moment. Recognize the desperation in that choice. That mother is making the most high-stakes gamble of her life. She is betting that your capacity for wonder is stronger than your ancient instinct to kill. She is looking at you, the creature that reshaped the entire planet, and deciding that you are the lesser evil. We have become the chosen protectors of the wild, but not because we are kind. We were chosen because we are the most terrifying thing they have ever seen, and they are hoping that our power can be used as a shield. The weight of that trust is heavy. Every time we reach out to touch a friendly whale or watch a fawn from our porch, we are participating in a silent contract. We are accepting the role of the human shield. The tragedy is that as we continue to expand, there are fewer and fewer places for these mothers to hide. We are the safe room, but the house is getting crowded. The final, haunting question is not whether the animals trust us, but what happens when the lesser of two evils is no longer enough to save them. We are the monsters that the world is hiding behind, and eventually we will have to decide if we are willing to be the guardians they think we are. The mother animal has made her choice. She has handed us her future. Now, the only thing left is for us to decide what we are going to do with it.